Why is it so important to have an open mindset? Well, let's start with having a closed mindset. Why is it such a bad thing to have a closed mindset? Well, do you like hanging out with people who have a closed mindset, who always think that what they know is best? No. When we have a closed mindset, we're rather unapproachable and off-putting. And at the end of the day, we're relatively poor decision makers because we don't allow ideas from the outside to come inside. But why is having an open mindset so critical? Well, let me tell you a couple of things that I think make the case for an open mindset. First, let's start with Google. Now, Google did a research project called Project Aristotle that was designed to help identify what made their top performing teams top performing. And after a couple of years of research, what they found is that essentially one factor that is driving their top performing teams. And that factor is psychological safety. The belief that you could speak up and take risks without fear of negative repercussion. And the only way that we're going to have psychological safety is if we believe that those around us have an open mindset. So that's the first example. Second, let me jump into some of my work experience with Gallup. Now, I was a Gallup consultant for a year, and prior to joining Gallup, I had worked with Gallup in several different instances. And Gallup goes into organizations to assess and improve employee engagement. And they've got a measure that's called the Q12 that's designed to measure engagement. And it looks at 12 different factors that essentially are drivers of engagement. These are things like, I know what's expected of me at work. I have the opportunity to do what I do best every day. I've received recognition in the last 7 days. So there's 12 of these questions. And I buy that they're all important for engagement, but I always kind of wondered, is there one that is more important than all the others? And Gallup will never answer that question. But shortly after becoming hired at Gallup, and I got my hands on quite a bit of data. I had 9 organizations and 60,000 employees. And I dove into the data. And we've got to recognize that in Gallup's database, only about 30% of employees in the United States are engaged. And as I looked at the data, I did find one item that seemed to be the strongest driver of engagement. And that item is, do my opinions count at work? And if an employee can give a 5, meaning strongly agree that their opinions count at work, then 95% of them were engaged. Now that's above a slam dunk's chance of being engaged. In fact, I looked up what is the conversion rate in the NBA of slam dunks, and it's 89%. But if we could get employees to say a 5, I strongly agree that my opinions count at work, then they're going to be engaged. And we're going to get more out of them because they're going to have this emotional connection that's characterized by vigor, dedication, and absorption.